All right, it's road trip day. Literally everything out here is completely covered with ice. I've got my truck running to try and warm it up to melt some of this ice so I can get on the road. I'm heading to Lake Sam Rayburn, a lake I've never fished in my entire career. Rattle Trap is doing a media event there, bringing in a lot of their pros. We're gonna hit the lake for a couple days, try and catch some of the big bass that lake is legendary for. Now the problem, obviously when you plan something like this, weather is a big factor, and we had an Arctic blast come through. Very, very cold conditions up there. So the fishing may be a little tough, but with the quality of these pros that are coming to this event, I think we'll definitely put some in the boat. We'll see. This looks like the scene in Glorious Bastards when they carved the swastika into the Nazi's head. Well, we made it. There's the lake. Very close.
Turn right onto Rollingwood Drive. Then the destination is on your left.
To our cabin. Well, I'm a little unclear where my cabin is, but take a minute to show you the lake. Beautiful lake on a beautiful day, no doubt about that. All right, I found home for the night. Let's go check it out. Obviously a deer hunter. Looks cozy enough. I'm the first one here. Apparently I'm staying here with some other people, so I get first choice of the rooms. Let's see what we got. All right, this is obviously the master. And we'll go with this one. Got my own bathroom. King size tub, big enough for 10 plus me. This is home for tonight. I got a little bit of time to kill, get settled in, going to meet Wes and the crew at the Caney Creek boat ramp at 1 p.m. And then we'll spend the afternoon fishing on the lake. I ain't in the marsh anymore. All right, here's the dam. I just feel like I need to talk like this. I'm right here at Lake Sam Rayburn. There's the dam right here. A lot higher on this side than on this side, even though the water's kind of low. Looks like there's not a soul on the lake. With these conditions, can't say I blame them. All right, thanks to the wonder of GPS, I found the boat ramp, so that's good. It's actually warmed up a little bit. Upper 50s. What's up, Wes?
Hey, Todd.
How are you, man?
These are
Todd Masson.
Will Rich.
Nice to meet you, Will.
Alan Murphy.
Nice to meet you, Alan. Yeah, it's nice out here. Not as cold as I thought.
Yeah. No, it's warmed up. Lovely.
All right, so I've done a number of these over the course of my career, and a few things determine how successful they are. Number one is the weather, and to be honest, it's actually a little bit better than I expected. A little bit breezy, but definitely bluebird. Not exactly prime bass conditions, but it's certainly warming up. The other thing is who you get on a boat with, and that's yet to be determined, but we'll find out soon enough. You'll know when I know. All right, so what's the plan? Where are we running?
We're going, see that boat is over there? Running?
Yep.
About there.
About there, okay, not far.
Yeah, no, we're not going all the way. I'd like to go further. One of them, either way. You got
You got you a hell of a crankbait on right here.
No doubt. Obviously. You designed
that's
it, right?
That's a good. That's a good one right there, baby.
That's B57.
Yes, sir. Chartreuse shad.
I wonder if
He'll snatch a couple.
want to pick.
So Brian, obviously you fished Rayburn a bunch, huh?
Average is 1,500 hours more days. We passed 15 years.
Wow.
That's 22,500 hours exactly.
Yeah, that's actually a good bit.
Sorry, I'm an overdriver.
Just a couple times you've been out here. Where you from?
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
I do a lot of marsh fishing.
Heck yeah, redfish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Redfish, speckled trout, and a lot of marsh bass, actually.
Largemouth.
Uh-huh, yep.
Marsh, y'all call them marsh bass?
We call them marsh bass. Yeah, they're largemouth, but they don't get very big. I mean, you know, down in Venice, you get 5 or 6 pounders, but that's a giant.
Heck yeah. Hey, but bro, I just like getting big.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear y'all got numbers down there.
Yeah, I mean, I went Saturday, we caught 50 in 2 hours. I mean, they're all 1 pounders, but...
Alright. Good stuff. Hell yeah. From what I've seen, like, all that flipping y'all do in that Rogo Canyon and all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Hell of fun, man.
To me, anytime you're Texas rigging, I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah, real talk.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Couldn't go on very long.
What are you throwing, Mark?
That's a chatterbait.
Chatterbait, all right.
Hoo-hoo.
All right, good fish.
So I'm assuming you don't build those pro staff.
They sponsor my channel.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Who's
Yep.
that?
Bill Lewis.
Awesome.
Wes.
Hell yeah, that's dope, dude. That's cool, man. This is cool because I get to meet. I didn't realize that, of course. I hadn't had a chance to meet you, but
Yeah, I use in the marsh. The Echo is deadly.
on them reds.
Reds and bass. Yeah.
And bass.
Yep.
Yeah, that damn Echo's a good bait.
Yep.
He designed that bait.
Design.
You designed the Echo? Come on.
Ground
Yeah,
up.
he designed that bait. He an engineer.
Oh, I didn't know that. That bait, it's probably the only bait I've ever fished where you never get a soft bite. They just rip the rod out of your hands, at least in the marsh where I fish it.
Full commitment.
All right, just through serendipity, I ended up on a boat with the guy who developed what you know is one of my favorite baits, the Echo. This is really actually kind of an honor, to be honest.
Oh, brother.
I'm serious. That bait means that much to me. But Brian developed the Echo how long ago?
14 started, introduced in 15.
Started in 14, and how many bench top hours did you say you had on that bait?
400 approximately.
400 bench top hours, and you were just telling me that the bait actually has three.
The bait,
Go ahead.
The bait had, first of all, I've been designing baits a really long time, and this was the biggest challenge I'd ever had. That Wes and some of the guys and all of the Rattle Trap staff kind of made some criteria, like the top 10 things we wanted: flat-sided, square lip, sounds like a rattle trap, and some other unique things, runs 2 to 5 feet. You know, there was just some criteria that I was given, and because of my engineering background and bait design and all that, I just took off doing it. You know, and some of the stuff you gotta make by hand. Some I used other lures that were similar enough I could cut them up and put them back together, and we ended up having 3 belly weights. Most crankbaits, 90% of crankbaits you ever see, if you see a clear one, have a single weight in the belly, and it just vibrates on that you know, the lip moves like this, and it has a rotation axis, and that's it, you know. Well, there was kind of a move to make these baits move in the water funny. They call it hunting. And I guess it more or less, the origin was in handmade flat-sided balsa wood crankbaits is what started all that. Those baits tend to look for where they're going to go real good and have their own action, and they're just real popular on pro tours and so forth for a long time. Very, very difficult to make a high production lure do it. We put 1 high weight and 2 low weights all right in a row in the belly. When you cast it, at the end of your cast, it's using the rear bottommost axis of rotation, so it kind of dives like this. But when it hits a certain angle of your line from your rod tip, it changes to using the middle axis of rotation. Well, during that change, it does weird things because it's searching for a new axis of rotation. Then again, as it gets closer a little more, it starts using the front axis of rotation, and again it fights between this change of which action of rotation it uses, and it just moves all around in about a 1 foot area. And most of the strikes actually happen when it's switching from one axis of rotation to the other. You don't really know that's happening, and you can't tell when it's happening really, unless you really study it or look at a swimming pool or something. But that's what's happening. At a certain retrieve ratio, which I would call medium to slow, you can get it in the right rod angle as it's coming in. You can get it to where the axis of rotation of the front weight and the rear weight are confused by the middle one, and it just stays doing that weird stuff.
All right, we headed back into the landing because the food arrived. It's actually 3 p.m., kind of between lunch and dinner, but everybody's eating. We only fished maybe about 30 minutes. Mark caught a couple of bass, both on a chatterbait. But we're gonna head back out in just a couple minutes and see if we can find something before it gets dark. Hey, it's impoundment bass fishing on the Bluebird Skies.
This episode of Marshman Masson is brought to you by H&H Lure Company and by Versamax Corks and by Cito New Orleans and by Sportsman'sOutfitters.com and by Community Motors.
What colors you like in that Echo for those
Gold
ribs?
shad.
The gold one.
Gold shad, yeah. Well, you know, Reds crush gold spoons, right?
Okay, I got you.
They love those, so.
Gold.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Fish on.
Couldn't go on that long.
That's so weird, bro.
I'm telling you how long that goes on. Just look at
Chatterbait again, huh?
Yeah. You got that
There you go.
Fish on, fish on.
Oh,
Nice, good bass. Oh, look at this fish.
not hung very good.
Oh, there we go. Good fish.
Brandon, what you got there, boss? Toledo Gold?
Toledo Gold, half ounce. Several acquaintances that got him.
Got him, fish on? Fish on.
Fat one.
It might be. Oh yeah, big fish. Big fish.
It's anchor.
The anchor.
It's a good fish.
Oh no, I don't need a net, right?
Oh, come on, let's net
If it's a
him.
real big one, I do.
Let's net him. Let's net him.
Listen,
Let's net him.
since you
Since you got it out.
Hey, sir.
That's another one, man. When he came up, I thought he was a giant.
Did you know
It's not a bad
what
fish.
that net was? I keep very your action there.
Okay,
A real good
the
medium.
rod prints medium heavy, but it fishes more like a medium. In between a medium to a medium heavy.
Fast tip or
No, it's very moderate.
moderate? Okay.
Crankbait rod on.
It's very moderate. You do not want to react fast to them.
Okay.
Very like a crankbait. You want them to load up on it, single hook. So once you got them, dude.
You just pull, right? You're not really just.
When they hit me real good, you'll see me do a fast sweep like this.
Yes.
But oftentimes, it'll just be like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I say you got them, you got them.
What about line?
17-pound fluorocarbon.
Okay.
I'm anti-braid on chatterbaits and traps. A lot of guys like braid on traps, especially in heavy grass.
Uh-huh.
Not me.
And me either. Me either. But some guys, man, I fish with guys.
Big
That do it.
fluorocarbon I like.
Yeah, I'll throw it on like 17, 20.
Grass, that's big line. I use
Yeah.
25 sometimes.
Yep. Helps keep the bait up out of the grass, and it allows you to pop it real hard.
Really works.
I think any lake that's a largemouth lake, you should keep in Kentucky.
Fish on? Look at you.
Quarter,
On the trap.
quarter.
I've seen them. I've pulled up there a lot of mornings and seen them just blowing that out of the water right there.
Not a big one, but
Put a fish.
put a fish on the quarter.